This is the creek. It started at the end of April 2021 with a 9,600-mile road trip. All the pictures were made on Kodak Tri-X medium format film with a medium format view camera. The nominal creek in the figurative creek is the Pohick Creek in Fairfax County, Virginia. It ran through the woods we called the woods at the end of my street when I lived in Springfield, Virginia between 1968 and 1977. This was the first time I'd been back, and this is the first time I've talked about this work. The Pohick Creek meets the Potomac River between George Mason's Mason Neck Plantation and Lord Fairfax's Belvoir Plantation. Belvoir Plantation abuts Mount Vernon, and Fairfax was George Washington's sister-in-law. When my great-grandparents came through Ellis Island, it was already 6 generations too late for me to be a local there. The figurative creek is about my roots, and somewhat about the landscape of my childhood. But I am not from that place, in any social sense. I'm not from anywhere. There are pictures of boats in the creek, because Jim Renfro wedged a cabin cruiser next to his house. It was right outside Dave Renfro's bedroom window. Dave Renfro was at my 3rd birthday party in 1968. We spent Memorial Day weekend catching up from 1979 at his family cabin in the South Neck. The seaworthy vessel you'll see is his grown-ass man toy. So, this project is also about the woods and the creek from Dave's childhood, and it's about the woods and the creek of our friend John McClane. Dave and John were tiger cubs together. John and I were in kindergarten together. He moved away in 1976. He lives in Las Vegas. I made the first pictures of the creek in his front yard. So, Las Vegas is part of the figurative creek because it is part of my roots, because John lives there. Aesthetically, the creek is still intended to be a photo book, and also probably a zine, and I can say with certainty it is now a multimedia presentation as well. The direct influence is John Gossage's book, The Pond, which was also made in Northern Virginia. I've never seen it. It is economically inaccessible. I have only watched videos on YouTube where people talk about it. During the pandemic, the photographer Alex Soth did a series of YouTube videos on photo books. They had a profound impact on me. That's where I heard him talk about John Gossage's The Pond. The creek has 68 photographs. That's a good length for a photo book, I think. It's also everything I shot, and they are all here, warts and all. Some of them are less technically conformant to what people call good photographs. I don't care. Nobody is going to die from a grainy negative. They're all here because these are the only pictures that exist of the times and the places of the allegorical creek. I like that, my own personal allegory. But how else to describe 10 crow miles from my childhood front door to George Washington's? How else to describe my complete unawareness of that fact? How else to describe the idea of going back to a place that I never really was from? But I went back, and the creek is cleaner and the woods healthier than they were 40 years earlier. I went back and was nurtured by the landscape. I didn't expect that. I go out on the road for the unexpected, so maybe I should have. I got lost in East Liverpool, Ohio, where the Ohio River turns east towards Pittsburgh. I wound up in Pennsylvania, rerouting with my road atlas. I found the perfect boat. Or rather, the perfect boat found me. I mean, what else is better than a boat named Sandman? Certainly not if it had been named Miss Piggy. I make art as a way of finding my place in the world. I don't make the world conform to me. I listen and see what the world tells me.